and we can get into that game. Now, as a reminder, this is how things are looking. 1988 are playing a chance to... They've played 2, they've lost 2, conceded 4, scored 0. 1989, though, if they win, they could go joint top. A win could qualify them. So a lot's in stake for 1989. We'll be playing in red. And we'll go through the teams in a moment. Thank you for tuning in. We've got 8 games left of the group stage. We've got 2 more left in this group before we go to the oldest group, which is honestly the one that I'm looking forward to the most. Di Maria, one of those players who will be hoping to actually score a goal finally, getting into the lineups. This is 1988. They have rotated a little, knowing that they cannot qualify, but they are playing in a more attacking formation with Di Maria, Sanchez and Lewandowski as a front 3, and Tadic and Coleman offering width, Rakitic and Trejo in midfield. They really just want a goal. They just want to score. They are playing counter-attack though, and quite deep, so they're not going to roll over for 1989. You start Hradecki in goal. Witsel moves into defence instead of Alderweireld, allowing Ander Herrera to come in midfield. Royce, Muller and Mkhitaryan are those 3 attacking midfielders, with Aubameyang up top. No changes there. So a slightly more attacking team from them, putting one of their midfielders into defence and adding a new midfielder. Less defensive responsibilities for their midfielders as well. They're hoping that they'll score some goals, because if they do win this game, it guarantees that they will qualify. Okay, and it will be 1989 kicking us off. Will 1988 go the entire tournament without scoring a goal? We'll find out now. Early chance for 89. Mkhitaryan on the wing. It's Muller. Rice baby. Aubameyang. Is Lewandowski. Rakitic making his first start. Here he is again. This almost certainly will be all these players' last appearance in this tournament and series. Rakitic. Lewandowski with an early shot. They've hit the post. That was a good chance. Do you see any way Liverpool lose the Premier League? I do not think so. I mean, it's possible. We've seen crazy comebacks in the league before, but let me just load up the Premier League table. So there's 12 points, no games in hand anymore. Yeah, I mean, that's just 4 losses and 4 losses from Liverpool, 4 wins from Arsenal. So it's entirely possible, but the teams they're playing against, I think there's no quality in the league this season. I don't think Liverpool have won the league out of being amazing. I think they've won it because all the other teams have really underperformed. Here's Muller, Aubameyang, Jordi Alba. Oh yeah, he could have given it to Aubameyang, but he goes himself on the rebound, the header, and as it stands, they are qualifying. Yeah, no, I think the Premier League has been really poor this season. And look no further than the fact that Man City have been terrible, and yet they could still finish top 4, you know? Good goal from Jordi Alba, following that through. Ospina in goal for this game as well. Previously it has been Jan Sommer. Bit of rotation. Alba takes it out. What do you think Liverpool could lose it. Thank you for coming back, by the way. Sorry about the mistake there. It was, I think I had too many things loaded in OBS. I don't think it'll happen again. There we go. Pressing. Here's Trejo. Well, there's a good run coming in through the middle. Rakitic, one-on-one, surely. And there it is, their first goal of the tournament. They're back in this. They set out for one thing, and they got it. Lewandowski with the assist, Rakitic with the first and only goal for 1988. Royce. Here's Aubameyang. He's not been amazing. They do have an Arnautovic on the bench. Spina collects that. Kicks it long, but it's recycled. Xander Herrera, his first game, loses it, and that looked like that could have been a sore one for Muller, but Spina. Again, a bad kick from him. Here's Herrera again. Gives it to Royce. Plays it off to Alaba. Gives it back to him. And Marco Royce makes it 2-1. Jordi Alba. My mistake, I think I called him out. Alaba. Jordi Alba with a goal and an assist in this game. And I believe that might be Royce's first open play goal. He did score a penalty. I don't see a way that Liverpool lose it, not because they're so good, but because Arsenal aren't good enough. Exactly, yeah, that's what I think, is that, like, Liverpool, they could easily drop the points required, but Arsenal, they just, you know, they've got the injury and all that kind of stuff. They're not a team that can compete. And it would be crazy if Arsenal, with that team, were to win the league. That would be crazy. Then again, I thought they would win the Champions League and FA Cup, so they never know. Yeah, but then again, that is it's a cup. So, you know, in a league, the better teams typically come through because it's consistency. Whereas in the cup, anything can happen. Royce! Oh, the curve on that. Gets another. He's suddenly on a hat-trick. Great goal. 3-1 now. And Herrera with the assist. He slices it. And that's 3-1. But yeah, you never know. You never know. Anyone could. I mean, I would much prefer Forest to make a surprise and win it than Arsenal. Because do not like Arsenal, but that's besides the point. Lewandowski with a shot. He'll be hoping to get a goal in the tournament in his last chance today. Muller to Alba. Puts in a cross. That's well dealt with. And that is half-time at 3-1 as it stands. Well, 88, they know they're out. And 89 currently qualified. Through a good game so far from Royce and Jordi Alba. 3-1. XG's actually not been that heavily in their favour. 1.8 to 1.4, and possession kind of mixed as well. See if 88 can get anything. As it stands, there will be 3 games, 3 losses, which I'm not sure if any other team has done that. They might be, as it stands, the worst team in the tournament. Royce, Aubameyang. It's a long ball towards Sanchez. I don't think he's going to get to it. Yeah, that's the throw-in. Taking their time with that. Muller. Herrera. He's been playing well so far, making his first start. Royce. Here's Mkhitaryan. Back to Royce. He crosses Alberto. Aubameyang. And that's 4-1. It might just be Aubameyang's first goal as well, I think. And that'll be 2 assists and a goal from Jordi Alba. Scoring what I assume is former teammate Ospina. I'm pretty sure they played together. Just don't know when Ospina left. There might not have been an overlap. Here he is again, Aubameyang. Oh, and he's doing bits. Making a change now, 1988. Busquets coming on for Trejo. That's the defensive change. I mean, they've gotten their goal. They got the one thing they came into the game to get. So now they can try and shore things up and hope that they don't embarrass themselves. Busquets' first action is a clearance. Sanchez is challenging for it. Trejo to Aubameyang. That's a free kick. Sanchez. Mkhitaryan. With a lot of space in the centre. There's Aubameyang. That's a good save. Will Royce be able to get onto it for his hat-trick? Yes, he does. And that is 5-1. Royce with a hat-trick. The first of this group. Amazing. Okay, who is your favourite player in the world right now? Now, that depends. Because obviously I would probably name a United player. But if I'm being impartial, because it would be Bruno Fernandes. I love Bruno. But I suppose who do I think is the best player in the world right now? I don't know. Give me a second. Here's Coleman. Sanchez. Smalling deals with it. Who's yours? Both for your team and like who's actually the best player in your opinion? Because I'm thinking like you could say Rafinha, you could say Mbappe, Haaland, Vinicius as well. Or Aubameyang. This is another one. This is embarrassing. 6-1. Aubameyang could get himself a hat-trick as well. Yamal is great. Do love watching Yamal. Oh, look at that. Is that outside the boot? Some wicked spin. Oh, I love that. What a good angle. I really don't know. I feel like I'm blanking. I think the player that, like, every time I watch is just a good watch might be Barcola, to be honest. Every time I've watched PSG, he seems really good. Oh, it's Salah. It's obviously Salah. How was I not thinking of Salah? Jesus. Yeah, Salah's the best. Yeah, and honestly, I really want him to win Ballon d'Or. Unfortunately, because of the Champions League, he might not do that now. But obviously, it's Salah. just had a brain fart there, my bad. Yeah, and as a United fan, I love Salah. Like, he has been so good, and you know, he's one of those players. He's never done other than scoring against us relentlessly. He's never been a dick, you know. Aubameyang, Royce, and he gets 4. 7-1. That's definitely going to affect the goal difference. Now it's interesting because Royce, his role did change in this game to be a lot more attacking, with him kind of swapping in role, not in position but in role with Muller, and it seems to have worked out. Favourite player for Coventry is Haji Wright, but in the world, Yamal, Isaac, Salah, Valverde. Valverde is great. He's like my kind of player. I love someone who does a bit of everything and works hard. Like, for some reason I seem to love your Scottish players, Scottish midfielders like McGinn and Robertson, like people who really put in effort. Alba with a cross. Oh, and that's actually a fantastic save for Ospina. There are a lot of lower league players that I like to watch as well. Name some of the lower league players you like. Like who do you think is playing in the lower leagues that could really come up big? And hello, King Kyrie. How you doing? Is that how you say your name, Kyrie? Shout out and big love, brother. Really enjoyed your FIFA video. Thanks a lot. That means tons. Are you talking about the Stoke video or the Barca one? Really glad you liked it. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for tuning in. But that is 7-1. Let's update this spreadsheet. So 7-1 to 89. So 1-7. 89 with their second win of the tournament. And they had only scored 2 before this, but they've now scored 9. And 88, their third loss, but they did score. They can say that. And but they did concede 7, so that's 11 total. So as things stand, that actually takes 89 top. And now we'll get into 1990 versus 1991. Stoke City 1, yes. Yeah, I'm really glad that people seem to like that one. That one is the most I've worked on a video by far. Look at all these 10s, Jesus. So I'm really glad you liked it. Spent way too long on that video. I've got some ideas for the second part to keep it going, but you know, some original ways of doing it that kind of like will make it even better, because I want that series to get better. Like each time I do it, I want it to be a little bit better than the last one. Okay. No goals for Lewandowski in this entire tournament. He is now out. Let's just take a quick look at the match facts and then I will get into the next game. So up next we are doing 1991 versus 1990 at the Allianz Arena. So 91 and 90. So if 1990 they need to win 2-0, but if they get a point, they might be able to qualify. I don't think 3 points is enough to qualify via third place, but if they get 1 point, they should be fine. So big games for both these teams. We've already made the changes needed. So 1990 are the home team. That is represented by Milan. Milano, and 1991 are Roma. Also 2 Italian teams. That might be annoying with the graphics because I'm pretty sure they tend to play, you know, they'll treat this as a Serie A game now. Playing in the Allianz Arena. Oh, that was quick. It's Allianz Stadium. No, that's Juventus, isn't it? Isn't Allianz Stadium Juventus? Is Allianz Arena in the game? Arena, Man United. Why was that? EA FC 25. Oh no! Wait. Whoa. Okay, well, in that case, we'll go to Borussia Park. Local time 8 p.m. and we'll keep it clear. Let's have a clear night for the final game of Group E. And let's get into that. Louis Barry, Wickham. Yeah, I've heard of Louis Barry. Philogene. Yeah, he just joined. I always hear his name and think of Hull. But yeah, he just joined. Where is he at? I forget where he joined. Poku from Peterborough, Josh Keeley, Leighton Orient keeper, and Matty Gordon from Charlton. Any of those your like particular fave? Oh, Louis Barry. Wait, is Louis Barry who I'm thinking of? Ah, don't get me started on Louis Barry. Right, my parents hate him because he was at Stockport, which is my like family team, and they don't hate him because he rejoined. He was on loan for a couple times at Stockport, but he was recalled so that they could loan him to a championship team because it was a higher level. So that's not his fault, but Louis Barry, yeah, and he was my favorite, my brother's favorite player for a period of time. Yeah, that's a shame. He did really well for Stockport. But yeah, this is the final game of Group E. Both teams, winner qualifies pretty much. Both teams want the win. Getting into lineups, starting off with 1990. Yep, these are the graphics for that. De Gea starts in goal. We've got Blin, Coates, Nacho, and Walker as a back four. Trippier is starting on the wing for the first time since they seem to want to bring him on. And then Welbeck and Immobile are up front. De Gea making his first start. It's typically at Chesney, but since they have pretty much already qualified, De Gea is starting. Roma, now this is 1991. This team has been fantastic. They are yet to concede a goal, winning 2-0 in their first one, 1-0 in the second. They make no changes. Bono starts in goal. Koulibaly and Van Dijk are in defence. Jorginho, Kante, De Bruyne make the midfield three, and we have Griezmann, Zapata, and Mahrez up top. Vasquez and Acuna, the wing backs. Plenty of attacking options on the wing, on the bench. Lacazette, Chris Wood, to name a few. Yeah, Louis Barry was at Stockport, not Wickham. My bad. You mistook Stockport. How dare you? Also, I really like players who play for other clubs but can't love them anywhere near players who don't play for my team. Yeah, my favourite thing is when you get a player, like a good example, pretty much any player that used to play for Liverpool or Man City, who I can't like them while they're at that team, but as soon as they leave, I love them. So like Joe Hart Like, I've always loved Joe Hart, but when he was at City, how could I? Zapata. Mara's in tons of space. There's tons of space. He's running through. Is he going to find De Bruyne? No, it's cut out. Well, that's twice Nacho Fernandez putting a good tackle there. Mahrez. Griezmann. Now, can 1991 keep up their crazy stat of not conceding a single goal in the tournament? Here's Vizca. He's going to try and challenge that. Puts in a cross towards Immobile. Bono saves. Trippier. Fernandez. He puts in a cross towards Coates, but it's not a very good one. Here's Kyle Walker. Back to Vizca. Some lovely step overs, great tricks. And Henderson shoots wide. Any player you hate? Of course, whilst I try and think of who I would say for that, who's some players that you really hate? Who do I hate? Any players that I really just have a bad agenda for, other than like the obvious, the ones that have like stabbed you in the back, left your team, and all that kind of stuff. I'm trying to think of like just genuine players that I have like an unreasonable dislike for. I'll think on that one. I'll get back to you. Here's Zapata. Okay, here's a random one. Elliot from Liverpool. Not a fan of him. Just gives me bad vibes. And pretty much the entire Arsenal team. Because probably the person I hate the most in football right now is Mikel Arteta. So. Is that free kick? Oh, this is a free kick in a pretty decent position. Gundogan over it. Trippier's joined. He steps over. Gundogan. Oh! And that is the first goal that 1991 have conceded. It is from a set piece, so they have not conceded a goal from open play yet, admittedly. But Gundogan scores and puts 1990 ahead. They're going to do... I hate this. I don't like this. I think this is so silly. Yeah, who plays for Arsenal right now? See, there's not really too many really unlikable players for them. I don't dislike many. Now that I'm thinking specifically, that's a long ball. Now I'm thinking specifically, I don't think there's any players that I dislike a lot from Arsenal, but they didn't jump. The wall didn't jump. But the Arsenal team as a whole are just quite dislikable. Anthony. Yeah, Anthony, that's fair. That's fair. De Bruyne with a shot. Good save from De Gea. Willock. Or is that... Willock. What, from Newcastle? Lewis Skelly from Arsenal. That's fair. He's... I don't dislike him because I think he's young, but he's pushing it. You know, he's definitely asking for that discussion to be had because he's very out there as a player. But that you know, he's the type of player that if he played for United, I'd love him. You know. And Brad Collins from Coventry. I'm not sure I know too much about Brad Collins. Is Welbeck. Trippier. Running on the wing. They really don't have many options as wingers, this team, so... Welbeck. He played there in the last game, but he's now playing as a striker. That's a good tackle from Van Dijk. Kante does get to that. Coates, I figured that might be a foul, but... Oh, that's a bad pass. Here's Griezmann. Can he get his first of the tournament? Yes, he does. Outside of the foot, Suaz gets his first goal of the tournament. Makes it 1-1. It's a bad mistake there. Who is that made the error? Number 6, Nacho. Still trying to think of players I don't like, by the way. I can't say I'm a big fan of Foden, to be honest. I think he's a bit hit and miss. Vasquez has done well there, getting out of that situation. He got the first goal of this group in game week 1 from right back. And that is half-time 1-1. So as it stands, what's up? As it stands, 91 will finish top on 7 points, and 1990 finish in third place, but are in a decent enough position for that third place playoff. Foden annoyed me during the Euros. Yeah, you know, I was I had an interesting experience watching the Euros. I was actually in China, so I was staying up until like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. to watch those games. I was back by the final. Every game that we played whilst I was in China, we did great, and then got back for the final, and that's when things went bad. So say what you want about that, but so I didn't get to really watch the games properly because it was a bit of a different experience. But yeah, Foden has always annoyed me because I don't think I don't know. Like, look, what is he doing this season? And like, I feel like he's not getting enough criticism. Zapata, Jorginho. Like, he won Player of the Season last year, right? And what has he done this year? He's like not even worth, like, people aren't criticizing him because there's nothing to say. I don't know. Vishka. Well, back loses it. Bono, who has now conceded 1 goal in his 3 games. 2 clean sheets though. Here is Immobile. Welbeck leaves it to Vishka, and Welbeck is tackled. I did think that was going to be it. Koulibaly gets a yellow, and that is a penalty. I assume that will be Immobile taking. Yeah, yeah, I mean, Welbeck kind of falls over him, but you can't be making that tackle. You're inviting the player to go down, you know? Here is Immobile. Can he make it 2-1? Yes, he can. Bono doesn't dive. Immobile makes it 2-1. And actually, if it ends like this, despite 91 being one of the best teams, they will be going into third place. Cool. How do you think Tuchel's Jesus. How do you think Tuchel's going to do in the upcoming games? Do you think he's going to be kind of more of the same, or do you reckon he's going to do something a bit different? Vasquez with a deep cross towards Zapata. Well played. Walker does well to keep that in. Fishka. Ciro Immobile. It's an overlapping run from Gondwan. He's in space. Chooses to go inside towards Immobile. That might be the chance over. It is. Griezmann. De Bruyne. Towards Zapata. It's a good ball. Zapata goes to the header. It's not really a good connection. There's Riska. He's got space. Immobile's in the centre. Needs a decent ball. Needed a better ball than that, to be honest. And Van Dijk takes control of that situation. Good save. What is this? Sorry. 10 minutes to go. Can 91 get something back? Joselu is on. He hasn't been too great so far. Vasquez can lead the counter. He's got pace. He's running into space. He's got Fernandez trying to catch him. He's going a bit wider than you'd hope. Here's Zapata. Takes control of that. Oh, he had more time than he thought, I think. If he took that down, the defender was off balance. Oh, there was safe. I think Tuchel will do well. He's always been good at cups, so I guess things like the World Cup will work due to its knockout system. But I'm excited, despite not caring much. But yeah, hold on. Towards Van Dijk. He's Gundogan. Is there time for a last-minute counter-attack? Don't think so. Yeah, I'm excited. I always like it when a new manager comes in to see like how they're going to play. So, should be good. Here's Campbell, by the way, making his debut in the tournament. Plays a ball forward to Joselu. Loses it to Koulibaly. I think this is going to be the end. There it is, 2-1. Let's update the spreadsheet. 1990 with the win. 1991 with their first loss, conceding 2. Their first 2, in fact. And 1990 with a win. Yeah, so isn't that ironic? Let's take a look at the table. So this is how Group E ends. For the first time, we have 3 teams on 6 points. 1989, because of that 7-1 in the end, go top because of goal difference. And then 1991, despite having the same goal difference and despite being wildly the best team at the beginning of the group, they actually finish in 3rd place, missing out on automatic qualification because of goals scored, because they only scored 4 in the entire thing, winning 2-0, then 1-0, and then losing 2-1. So they only scored 4, so that means they finish below 1990. So I can colour them in green. That should update for you in a moment. I'm doing it on a different computer. And 1991. Now, what I do think is worth noting is I'm pretty sure 1991, yep, they go top. I will scroll down. for you. So because they finished on 6 points, they qualify no problem. How should I do this? Hold on, pay special values only. I'll just color them in green. So they officially have qualified. There is no situation in which they don't qualify. So even though they finished in 3rd place, they are one of the top 4 3rd place teams, so they do qualify. It means that 2003 are officially out, and 1995 are on the brink. It also means 2004 have qualified. They have absolutely qualified. 99 have qualified. 91 have qualified. 95 is the only team out of that group there that can't guarantee qualification. It all depends on what happens in the next thing. So whoever gets, as long as they finish on 3 points and a goal difference of 0 or above, they do qualify. That's the minimum. Anything below that, they will finish below 95 and be knocked out. Yeah, that is the situation. Let's take a look. We're going to get into the final group in a minute. My favorite group, one I've been looking forward to personally. I think from an outside perspective, the younger groups are the more exciting ones because they've got, the exciting youth players, who's going to perform well. But for me, I love older players. I love it. So I'm looking forward to seeing how these guys do. We're going to start out with 1984 versus 1987. So we will see the oldest team in the tournament first. And actually, for the first time that I've ever done this, they did not. And I think this is a result of the modern game and how good technology is getting, and doctors and all the nutrition and everything. But the first time ever, there's not a goalkeeper playing outfield. Usually, there are more goalkeepers in the squad. The bench is mostly goalkeepers, I believe. But they have managed to name a full starting 11 of outfield players, which is not usual when I've done this myself in the past.